What's up guys, it is I, once again, MR.GAMER 990, and today guys and gals, I want to talk about and review the 2015 horror/adventure video game Satsuriku no Tenshi, also known as Angels of Slaughters in Japan, also known internationally as Angels of Death, which is a really fantastic game guys and gals. This video game touched my heart. It scared me at times. It really was creepy at certain moments, but this video game has so much heart, so much humor, dark humor, and this game is absolutely brilliant and is based on the manga of the same name by Sanada Makoto, or Makoto Sanada as pronounced backwards in Japan, because you know the last name goes first and the first name comes later. Sanada Makoto. And Satsuriku no Tenshi, also known as Angels of Slaughters, also known as Angels of Death, tells the story of this young girl, a young 13-year-old girl with blonde hair and blue eyes, beautiful blue eyes which can shine your life like never before. And this young girl, Rachel Gardner, also nicknamed Ray, has apparently witnessed a murder and is traumatized because of the murder she has witnessed, and she was sent to this hospital to be treated both physically and mentally because she had some injury which is unknown, and this hospital is in some disclosed location, which basically means the hospital is unknown, the location that is. And this hospital has 7 basement floors, in which Rachel Gardner, also known as Ray, is in the 7th basement floor, and she has to find her way up so she can find her parents and get back home out of the hospital, and she can be happy with her parents once more. But what Rachel Gardner does not understand, all 7 floors, or at least 6 floors of the 7 basement floors found in this building, the hospital, has 4 psychopaths, all 4 psychopaths who have very distinct features and very distinct personalities. They include Daniel Dickens, also known as Dr. Danny, and then you have Catherine Ward, also known as Kathy, who in my opinion is the most psychotic, most sadistic, and most brain dead of them all. And then you have Edward Mason, also known as Eddie, a grave digger, a young boy who's basically a grave digger and close to the same age as Rachel herself. And this young boy has a very sick infatuation with Rachel, whatever that infatuation may be. Basically, he wants to dig up her own grave as a way to show her how much he loves her. Eddie Mason does. All 4 of these psychopaths have some sick fascination towards Rachel Gardner, Ray, which is a recurring theme in this story, Angels of Death. And then you have the 4th and final member of the 4 psychopaths, and he's not so much a psychopath, but still pretty much a creepy dude. And sorry about that guys and gals, that's the chicken out there, and the chicken right now is creeping me out so far. So much so, I want to shoot the chicken in its head. Yes guys and gals, I'm a psychopath too, and damn proud of it. And this 4th member of the 4 psychopaths, who's more of a creepy dude than a psychopath, is Abraham Gray. Abraham Gray, also known as Reverend Gray, who's basically a priest of his own floor, a floor which I won't tell you guys and gals, because this game, you have to go in it without any knowledge about this game, about this video game, which is so good, so underrated, and such a scary game with so much heart. And Rachel Gardner is the main character in this story, a young 13-year-old blue-eyed blonde-haired girl who is accompanied by this man, a 20-year-old young man who's also a deranged killer, a deranged psychopath, though not so much a psychopath like the other 4 people on this list, excluding Reverend Gray, also known as Abraham Gray. And this 20-year-old deranged killer is none other than Isaac Foster, also known as Zack, who accompanies the young Rachel after at one point attempting to kill her, because this guy is so deranged, so unhinged, and someone who's an absolute lunatic who kills people because for him it's a sport, and he loves to see their smiles, the lights in their eyes go out. And Rachel Gardner is no different, only her smile her eyes are the best thing about her, and because of this, Zack wants to kill her in the beginning until later he becomes her greatest ally, her best friend, and her closest brother, the closest thing she has to a family, to a big brother, as these people online want to call her, these male fans of anime and manga, like yours truly included, which is Oni-chan, also mean as a big brother in Japanese. Isaac Foster, also known as Zack, is basically the Oni-chan of Rachel Gardner, also known as Ray, and she is basically the One-chan of Isaac Foster, also known as Zack, and these two make quite a pair because these two make a pact with one another after Isaac Foster saves her from Dr. Danny, because Dr. Danny has a very sick, deranged, insane fascination towards Rachel Gardner's eyes, her blue eyes, her gorgeous blue eyes, her peepers as he calls them. Her peepers is a sick way for him to say eyes. After Isaac Foster, also known as Zack, saves Rachel Gardner from Dr. Danny and him trying to take out her peepers, they make a pact with each other, an oath, a promise, in which Isaac Foster, also known as Zack, is to kill Rachel Gardner, also known as Ray, because Ray soon learns that her parents, her beloved parents, are dead and were murdered by someone. That someone is unknown, but that's for you guys and gals to find out for yourselves. And Rachel Gardner wants to die. She wants her life to end, her pain to be put out. The same about the lights in her eyes. She wants the lights in her eyes, her pain, her suffering to be put out and done for. And she wants Isaac Foster, Zack, Rachel Gardner's angel of death, to basically kill her and to take her life. But Isaac Foster, also known as Zack, does not want to kill her because her eyes, guys and gals, her gorgeous blue eyes are dead and they have no life in them. And because of this, she makes a boring prey, a boring victim for Isaac Foster, Zack. Their oath is basically about them getting out of this hospital all through 7 basement floors, and once they get out, Isaac Foster, also known as Zack, promises to kill Rachel Gardner, Ray, and being that Isaac Foster, also known as Zack, hates liars and hates people who don't keep their promises, he is someone who swears to kill her. He will be the one to take her life, which delights Rachel Gardner so much, Ray, and because of this, guys and gals, their oath, their pact, their promise has been made official, and they have since become allies, partners, friends, brother and sister, and their pact, their oath is ironclad, which means it's never to be broken and is to be kept by both of them. She is to die at his hand, and he is the one to kill her, to take her life, to see her blue eyes go out and her life taken as her angel of death, and she as his sister, his friend, and his victim, his happy victim, someone who Isaac Foster, also known as Zack, wants to see her smile and to see her eyes brighten before he takes her life and puts her out of her misery, as the promise he made and the oath he has made with her is ironclad and not meant to be broken but to be kept. That's their oath, the oath of Isaac Foster and Rachel Gardner, Ray and Zack, and their story in Satsuriku no Tenshi, also known as Angels of Slaughter, also known as Angels of Death. And this video game, guys and gals, once again is absolutely fantastic. I have no words for this game besides how scary it is, besides how funny this game can be in a very dark way. Angels of Death has a very dark sense of humor, but a fun dark sense of humor, if that makes any sense. And of course you have two awesome characters in Isaac Foster and Rachel Gardner, Zack and Ray, and these two guys and gals make quite a pair because Rachel Gardner, her life has ended once she learns that her parents were murdered and killed, and she wants her own life to be ended because her pain and her suffering is so severe, and she sees Isaac Foster, Zack, as her angel of death, and because of this, Isaac Foster, also known as Zack, feels obligated to help her and to keep his promise to her, to Rachel Gardner, as her angel of death, someone who will take her life and see her lights go out, the lights from her eyes, her beautiful blue eyes. Angels of Death deals in many themes and ideas yours truly found most interesting and most fascinating. Such themes and ideas which include suicide, the person behind wanting to commit suicide, death and what comes after death, life, the beauty in life, the ugly side of life, the people who can be corrupt, and the darkest parts of humanity. And trust me guys and gals, this game portrays the darkest parts of humanity, the most ugly side you do not want to see. If you guys and gals had already experienced those ugly side, the dark side of humanity, whether it be your trauma or whatever pain you are going through because of your experiences in life, and trust me guys and gals, I am one of them. I am one of you, a victim of life and someone who sees the worst part in people, the worst part in humanity, the ugliest side in people, humanity, which yours truly has experienced firsthand. And this story is all about that, the ugly, dark, yet beautiful side to humanity and what comes after in life, whether you guys and gals choose to believe in God or not, because Rachel Gardner is a young girl who believes in God and is someone who holds God close to her heart, because in her mind, her will and her wanting to commit suicide and to take her own life is basically the will of God and something she believes must be done because she is impure and not worth living in her mind because of her parents dying and her being very impure and very dishonest. And trust me guys and gals, there is no one in this game you can trust 100%, excluding Isaac Foster. Isaac Foster, also known as Zack, who is the most honest and most trustworthy of all the characters, despite the fact that he is a deranged serial killer who takes joy in killing people. And this same serial killer, deranged serial killer, is also the ally and best friend of Rachel Gardner. And trust me guys and gals, this kind of story can never be made in the US of A, but in Japan, who takes so much risk, so much liberty in telling their stories which can be so dark, so grim, yet so heartwarming, surprisingly, and they are so good at doing that. And this story is no different. The tale of Rachel Gardner and Isaac Foster, Ray and Zack, and their journey, their promise to keep to each other, for her to become his victim and for him to become her killer, for Isaac Foster, also known as Zack, to become the killer of Rachel Gardner, Ray. And these two guys and gals, they will make their promise and will be sure to keep their promise until the very end, because their oath, once again, is ironclad, not meant to be broken but to be kept. And trust me guys and gals, this bond is so unique, so strange, so bizarre, so out there, but still very beautiful and still very heartfelt. And this kind of bond, guys and gals, got yours truly tearing up so much, because there is so much beauty, so much life in a world, in a building like this, in 7 floors, which has 4 psychopaths and the people yours truly has mentioned in the beginning. A building which has the ugliest, the darkest, and the grimmest parts of humanity found within people, within these 4 psychopaths. But there is also beauty in life, guys and gals. When there is ugly, there is beauty, and when there is darkness, there is the light. And of course, when there is evil, pure evil, there is pure good, good which can save you. Isaac Foster, also known as Zack, is both impure and pure, and Rachel Gardner herself, guys and gals, as impure as she may be, she herself does have her pure parts. And this video game, guys and gals, is absolutely amazing. It's so good, so beautiful, so scary at times, and very creepy at times too. But this game has so much humor, so much heart. My god, guys and gals, to say this game has so much heart is a huge understatement, but this game is worth playing. And the music, guys and gals, is so good, so awesome, so hip, and just fucking cool, man. I love every song in this game. Japanese style songs do play Satsuriku no Tenshi, also known as Angels of Slaughter, also known as Angels of Death. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish, and do check out my other channel where I talk about movies, television, anime, etc. And by the way, guys and gals, I do plan to review the anime series based on Satsuriku no Tenshi, Angels of Slaughter, Angels of Death, on my other channel, my movie slash television slash anime channel. It will come in due time because the anime series right now is still ongoing, and once the anime series concludes, yours truly will review it. I promise you that. So until next time, peace out, take care, adios amigos, au revoir, and sayonara.